In the sun-drenched plains of the Sabi sands, where the golden light of dawn stretches endlessly across the wild, a legend was born. Nsuku, the lion whose name would soon echo across the vast wilderness. This land, teeming with life and ancient secrets, had never seen a lion quite like him. His mane, a cascade of pure gold, set him apart from all others. It shimmered in the sunlight, catching the eyes of every creature that crossed his path. The golden strand seemed to glow as if touched by the sun itself, making him a living symbol of the savanna's beauty and power. Nsuku moved with quiet grace, his every step measured and deliberate. He commanded respect without ever needing to roar, his presence alone enough to silence the wind and still the grass. Other lions watched him in awe, sensing a strength that ran deeper than muscle or claw. His strength was not just physical, but a calm confidence rare among lions. He exuded an air of wisdom, as if he understood the ancient rhythms of the land and the delicate balance of life and death that played out each day beneath the African sun. Stories of his courage and wisdom spread far and wide, whispered by the wind and carried by the birds. He became more than just a lion. He was a living myth, a creature whose deeds inspired awe and respect in all who heard his name. Even before his reign began, Nsuku walked as if the land already belonged to him. His golden eyes, sharp and unyielding, surveyed his future kingdom with a sense of destiny. Every movement hinted at the greatness that was to come, and the savannah seemed to hold its breath in anticipation. Other animals watched him with a mix of fear and reverence. Herds of impala would freeze at his approach, and even the cunning hyenas, notorious for their boldness, kept their distance. In the presence of the Golden King, the usual rules of the wild seemed to shift. He became a symbol of Africa's untamed beauty, a masterpiece of nature sculpted by time and fate. As the sun set and painted the sky in fiery hues, Nsuku's silhouette stood as a reminder of the wild's enduring spirit and the mysteries that still roam its heart. People traveled from distant lands, drawn by tales of the Golden King. They came with hopes of catching even a fleeting glimpse of Nsuku, to witness the majesty of a lion who had become a legend in his own lifetime. Cameras clicked, binoculars focused, but few could truly capture the essence of his presence. The stage was set for Nsuku to claim his throne, to rise above the ordinary and begin a reign that would be remembered for generations. In the heart of the Sabi sands, under the watchful gaze of the sun and stars, the legend of the Golden King was just beginning. Nsuku's rise was not a solo journey. He was part of the formidable Birmingham coalition, a group of young males whose destinies were forever intertwined. Their story began in the heart of the wild, where survival demanded not just strength, but unity and trust. This was a brotherhood united by blood and ambition, each lion bound to the others by a shared past and a burning desire to carve out their place in the unforgiving African wilderness. Together they became an unstoppable force, moving as one, each lion bringing his own unique strengths and personality to the coalition. Their synchronized movements and mutual understanding made them a formidable presence wherever they roamed. Nsuku was the anchor, his calm and steady nature balancing his brother's fiery aggression. He was the quiet center, the one who kept the group grounded when tempers flared or danger loomed. Their bond was forged through countless hunts and skirmishes, each lion learning his role in the chaos of the chase and the aftermath of victory. Through hardship and triumph, their loyalty to one another only deepened. While some led the charge with raw power, Nsuku was the strategist, the ever-watchful guardian who anticipated threats and opportunities alike. His keen instincts often made the difference between success and failure. Their journey to dominance was long and perilous, crossing rivers and hostile lands, braving the unknown as they pressed onward toward the legendary Sabi sands. Every step was a test of their resolve and unity. Nsuku's unwavering confidence inspired his brothers, his golden form a beacon of hope and determination. In moments of doubt, it was his presence that rallied the coalition, reminding them of what they could achieve together. The coalition's name soon became synonymous with power and conquest, their roars echoing across the plains as a warning to rivals and a promise to their future pride. Nsuku's blend of gentle leadership and unyielding strength made him the soul of the group, earning the respect and trust of his brothers in every challenge they faced. He was the silent promise of the force about to reshape the Sabi sands. a leader whose legacy would be written in the land itself, and whose story was only just beginning. The Sabi Sands was ruled by the Matimbas, experienced kings defending their territory fiercely. But the Birmingham coalition was different, young, strong, and relentless. The takeover was a series of brutal encounters, not a single battle. The Birminghams advanced, their roars declaring war. Nsuku fought with intelligence, flanking rivals and protecting his brothers. His golden mane flashed through the chaos, a symbol of the new order. Slowly, the coalition gained ground, wearing down the aging Matimbas. Eventually, the old kings retreated, and the Birminghams stood victorious. Nsuku, ever composed, surveyed their new kingdom. With the Matimbas gone, the coalition became undisputed rulers. The prides and cubs now fell under their protection. Nsuku understood the weight of this responsibility. The fight was over. Now, the true reign began. In power, Nsuku's unique qualities shone. He led not with fear, but with quiet authority. While his brothers patrolled, Nsuku was the calm center, a reassuring presence among the prides. Lionesses respected him, trusting him with their young. Cubs played around him, tugging at his mane. He tolerated their games with remarkable patience. Nsuku knew a true kingdom was built on trust and stability, yet when danger threatened, he transformed into a fierce protector. This duality, gentle guardian and fierce warrior, earned him unwavering loyalty. Even human observers felt a deep connection to his nobility. Nsuku proved that true leadership can be quiet, and the heart of a king as golden as his mane. Nsuku's main duty was to protect the prides under his care. The African bush is dangerous, rival lions and hyenas always lurking. Nsuku stood as a vigilant guardian, often watching from high vantage points. His golden mane was a warning to intruders. His presence alone deterred many threats, but when action was needed, he fought fiercely, especially to protect cubs. He became a golden shield, driving away any who dared approach. His protective instinct extended to every pride member, ensuring safety and prosperity. By maintaining stability, he allowed lionesses to raise cubs in peace. His reign brought prosperity and relative peace to the Sabi Sands. Nsuku's legacy was written in the lives he safeguarded, not just the battles he won. Nsuku's body bore the scars of countless battles, each mark a testament to his courage. Deep gashes and torn ears told stories of fights with rival lions and hyenas. These were not signs of weakness, but badges of honor. He fought with calculated fury, never backing down, always protecting his pride. Even as he aged, his bravery never faded. His scars multiplied, but so did his legend. His battle-worn appearance made him even more formidable. For the pride, his scarred face was a symbol of security. Nsuku's scars were a map of his life, a chronicle of survival and resilience. True strength, he showed, is facing every challenge and enduring. Life in a lion coalition is rarely peaceful. Tensions flare among strong-willed brothers. The Birmingham coalition was no exception, but Nsuku's temperament kept them united. While others argued, he remained calm, often stepping between feuding brothers. His quiet authority diffused conflict, reminding them of their shared purpose. Nsuku was the coalition's anchor, his presence preventing internal fractures. He ruled not by force, but by wisdom and mediation. His peacemaking ensured the coalition's longevity and strength. Nsuku's legacy was not just as a warrior, but as a diplomat. He was the calm heart of the storm, holding his kingdom together with quiet resolve. All reigns end, and Nsuku's was no exception. Once he was the undisputed ruler of these vast plains, his presence commanding respect from all who crossed his path. But time, relentless and impartial, comes for every king. Age slowed the Golden King, his muscles softened, his energy waned. The once mighty roar that echoed across the savannah grew quieter, and his stride, once powerful and sure, became measured and deliberate. He spent more time resting, his fire dimming but never extinguished. The golden mane that once blazed in the sunlight now caught the last rays of day as he lay beneath the trees, watching the world change around him. New challenges appeared and battles grew harder. Younger lions, full of ambition and strength, tested his resolve, forcing Nsuku to defend his legacy with every ounce of remaining strength. Nsuku took a step back, letting younger lions defend the borders. He watched from afar, his wisdom guiding the pride even as his body grew weary. He became a more elusive figure, his golden mane seen less often. The pride learned to live without his constant presence, but his influence lingered in every shadow and every paw print. His final years were spent in quiet dignity, a solitary king at peace with his land. He found solace in the gentle winds and the soft grasses, content to watch the sun rise and set over the home he had protected for so long. There was no dramatic end. He simply faded away like the setting sun. The world did not pause, but those who knew him felt the absence, a silent shift in the heart of the savannah. One day he was gone, his final moments known only to the wild. The grass whispered his story, and the wind carried his memory across the plains. His quiet departure was fitting for such a noble spirit. The savannah, once ruled by his strength, now held his legacy in its silence and its golden light. Nsuku left not in defeat, but with his reign complete. He had given everything to his land and his pride, and in return the wild would remember him always. The golden light faded, but his legend was destined to shine forever, etched into the very soul of the savannah, where every sunrise whispers the name of the Golden King. Though Nsuku vanished into the wild, his legacy endures. Guides still tell tales of the Golden Lion, his story woven into Sabi-san's history. His genes live on in the cubs he fathered, his spirit roaming the plains through his descendants. Young lions with golden manes are living testaments to his greatness. Nsuku achieved immortality, his life force flowing through future kings, but his greatest legacy is the impact on human hearts. He connected us to the wild, teaching us about leadership, family, and empathy. Nsuku's story transcends Africa, becoming a universal tale of power and grace. The golden lion may be gone, but his spirit is woven into the land. He remains the king of the Sabi sands, his legend a golden light that will never fade.
These fierce competitors, one lion ruled differently. Nsuku, the quiet heart of the Birmingham coalition, whose leadership style set him apart from the rest. He wasn't the biggest or the most aggressive, but his calm, unwavering presence commanded a respect that no amount of bluster could earn. Nsuku's strength was quiet, yet undeniable, a force that radiated from within. Even his powerful brothers, each formidable in their own right, seemed to orbit around his steady nature, drawn to the calm at the center of the storm. Nsuku was the anchor in the storm, a silent king whose wisdom and loyalty held the coalition together through both triumph and adversity. When tempers flared or danger threatened, it was his steady presence that brought reassurance. While others displayed their strength with showy displays, Nsuku observed in silence, his golden eyes missing nothing. He read the landscape, the moods of his brothers, and the subtle shifts in the wind. True power, he knew, was about knowing when to act and when to simply be present, when to lead with force, and when to lead with patience. When tensions rose, a low growl or a steady, unwavering stare from Nsuku was enough to restore order. His authority was felt in every subtle gesture, every measured movement. His authority extended beyond his brothers. Hyenas kept their distance, sensing the boundaries he set, and lionesses relaxed in his presence, trusting his judgment and protection. He was more than a dominant male. He was a stabilizing force in a world of chaos, a leader whose influence brought peace and unity to the pride. Nsuku's reign was defined by quiet wisdom, unwavering loyalty, and an inner strength that needed no announcement. In a land where power is often measured by noise and fury, his legacy endures as a testament to the strength found in silence. The Birmingham coalition was a formidable brotherhood, but unity was their true strength, and Nsuku was its architect. When tempers flared, Nsuku's calm authority diffused conflict, reminding his brothers of their shared purpose. He reinforced bonds through grooming and companionship, leading by example. Nsuku never sought the spotlight. He supported whichever brother led, always prioritizing the group's stability. His selfless attitude prevented the power struggles that destroyed other coalitions. Loyalty, he taught, meant more than fighting together. It meant supporting each other in peace. Nsuku created a culture of mutual respect, turning rivals into a true family. His influence made the Birmingham Lions more than just a team. They were a brotherhood. He was the steady hand guiding them through the turbulent waters of lion politics. Because of Nsuku, their unity became their greatest weapon. Nsuku's strength in battle was legendary, but his true character shone in his care for lionesses and cubs. Unlike many males, he fiercely protected all young in his domain, showing patience and gentleness. Cubs played on him, and lionesses trusted him completely. His presence alone deterred threats. Violence was rarely needed. He greeted lionesses with affection and ensured cubs and mothers ate first at kills. Nsuku's leadership was rooted in responsibility for the whole pride, not just himself. By protecting cubs, he secured the future of his lineage and the pride's strength. Nsuku was not just a king, he was a true patriarch, measuring his reign by the prosperity and safety of his family. Nsuku's calm could be deceptive. When threatened, he became a master strategist. He avoided reckless fights, instead assessing rivals and choosing the perfect moment to strike. His tactical mind was as vital as his strength. During disputes, he coordinated his brothers, using roars to signal and flanking maneuvers to outwit opponents. His brothers trusted his judgment, following his lead in battle. In one memorable encounter, Nsuku waited, studied intruders, and ambushed them at dusk, securing a swift victory. He knew that winning with minimal injury preserved the coalition's strength. Nsuku fought not for glory, but for the survival of his family and kingdom. His scars told stories of courage and commitment. In the African bush, Nsuku was both warrior and general, a lion whose mind was as sharp as his claws. Beyond battles, Nsuku was the coalition's emotional leader, their steady heartbeat. His calm gave his brothers confidence and resilience in a world of constant danger. He initiated grooming rituals, offered comfort, and understood their moods, keeping the group grounded. Nsuku led with empathy, staying close to injured brothers and sharing food. His loyalty created unbreakable trust, making the coalition a true family. This emotional security allowed them to function as a cohesive, highly effective unit. Nsuku's quiet strength and empathy were the secret to their longevity. He made the Birmingham coalition legendary, not just powerful, but united. He was the heart that sustained them through every trial and triumph. Time is the one opponent no king can defeat. As years passed, age crept over Nsuku. His mane grayed, his steps slowed, and his strength faded. He lagged behind on patrols, played a supporting role in hunts, and rested more often. The coalition sensed the change, offering him respect and protection. Despite physical decline, his mind remained sharp. He was still the wise elder. Nsuku accepted his new role with quiet dignity, passing on wisdom rather than leading battles. The signs of aging were a poignant reminder of the savannah's relentless cycle. His roars lost their thunder, and he spent long hours basking in the sun. The once invincible king was now vulnerable, but his presence still brought stability. Nsuku's reign entered its final, quiet chapter, a king at peace with his legacy. The coalition prepared for the inevitable change. Change swept the land as Nsuku and his brothers aged, their once mighty grip on the territory slowly weakening with each passing season. The golden grasslands that had echoed with their roars now seemed quieter, the air heavy with the sense of an era drawing to a close. Younger, stronger lions began testing the borders, relentless in their ambition and driven by the promise of power. These newcomers prowled the edges, their eyes sharp and their bodies brimming with youthful energy, eager to claim what the old kings had built. Nsuku, though fading, met these challenges with courage and cunning, using his deep knowledge of the land to outmaneuver rivals. He relied on experience, reading the wind and the subtle signs of the savannah, always alert to the shifting tides of danger. He fought with heart, refusing to surrender, but the odds were against the aging coalition. Each confrontation left new scars, and the weight of years grew heavier. The new challengers were in their prime, muscular, swift, and hungry for dominance. The Birmingham brothers, once feared, were now weary and slow to heal, their bodies marked by countless battles. Battles became wars of attrition, stretching over days and nights. The old kings were gradually pushed to the fringes, their territory shrinking as the relentless pressure of youth closed in. Nsuku's final stands were marked by defiance and spirit, his silhouette etched against the setting sun. He refused to yield, even as time itself became his greatest adversary. Eventually, the inevitable came. they were displaced, forced into exile, leaving behind the lands they had ruled for so long. The echoes of their reign faded into memory. Nsuku, once the unshakable core of his coalition, was now a king without a kingdom. The vast plains he once commanded now stretched empty before him, silent witnesses to his fall. He gave everything to protect his reign, fighting until the very end, his roars echoing with the pride and pain of a lifetime spent in battle. Even the greatest kings must fall, their legacies written in scars and memories. Yet, his last battles were a testament to his indomitable spirit, a reminder that true greatness is measured not just in victory, but in the courage to stand tall, even as the world changes around you. After losing his throne, Nsuku became a solitary wanderer, a shadow of his former self. Once the proud ruler of the Birmingham coalition, he now moved through the savannah with a quiet, almost ghostly presence. The mighty roars that once echoed across the plains had faded, replaced by the soft sound of his paws in the dust. He was seen a few more times, thin and weary, scars visible, moving with quiet dignity. Each sighting was brief, as if he belonged more to memory than to the present. The marks of old battles were etched into his fur, reminders of a life spent defending his pride and territory. One evening, as the sun set, he walked alone toward the Sand River thickets, his silhouette fading into the dusk. The sky was painted in gold and crimson, and for a moment he seemed to merge with the landscape itself, a living legend slipping quietly into history. He did not look back, he simply disappeared into the shadows. The tall grass closed behind him, erasing his path as if he had never been there at all. No one saw him again, no body, no final scene. The savannah offered no answers, only silence and mystery. Rangers and trackers searched, but found nothing but empty trails and fading paw prints. Nsuku vanished as mysteriously as he had lived. His disappearance left a lingering question in the hearts of those who had followed his story. Where does a king go when his reign is over? His quiet disappearance was a fitting end for a lion of understated grace. There was no spectacle, no drama, just a silent farewell, befitting a king who had always carried himself with dignity. Lions often seek solitude at the end, and it's believed Nsuku found a peaceful resting place. Perhaps beneath the shade of an ancient acacia, or hidden deep within the golden grass, he found the rest he deserved after years of struggle. His end was not defeat, but a private, dignified farewell. In his final moments, he remained true to himself, a king until the very last step. The savannah fell silent, the Birmingham roars were gone. The land seemed to pause, as if mourning the loss of its guardian. The land felt different, its anchor lost. The balance of power had shifted, and the emptiness was felt by every creature that called the grasslands home. Nsuku's disappearance marked the end of an era. The old king's legacy lingered in the dust, in the silence, in the stories whispered by the wind. His story became legend, whispered on the winds of the grasslands he once ruled. In the heart of the savannah, the memory of Nsuku endures, a reminder that even the greatest kings must one day walk alone into the unknown. Though Nsuku vanished, his legacy endures in the Sabi sand. His bloodline thrives. Young lions and lionesses carry his genes and his spirit. In their confidence and care, Nsuku's character lives on. Guides and trackers tell stories of his wisdom, gentleness, and loyalty. He became the benchmark for lion leadership, strength tempered by compassion and intelligence. The Birmingham Coalition's long reign was a golden era, allowing prides to flourish. Nsuku's calm leadership created safety and stability for generations. His impact on the ecosystem is a testament to his wise rule. Nsuku's story teaches us that true leadership is quiet, strength can be gentle, and loyalty is the foundation of greatness. His roar may have faded, but his legacy resonates across the plains. Nsuku's legend will be told as long as lions roam the African bush.